What is up, my peoples, and welcome back to the Z-Man Show. Mike here. We are taking a look at Fear the Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 5. And I'm chuckling because at this point, guys, I'm just kind of in it for whatever the show is going to bring. Because it just seems the stories are so randomly thrown together as we try to pull our crew back together to make some kind of sense of where the heck everybody is in this nuclear fallout. Tonight we get a chance to see Sherry and Dwight, and I know how much you guys really love Sherry's character, especially as much as she screwed over Dwight, but it seems she's finally kind of chosen her side and wants to be with Dwight, almost. She almost made it through a whole entire episode without going a different direction, but oh, wait, no, she did. She did go a different direction. So, just to get into it, the quick setup, right? Dwight and Sherry were down in that bunker. They're with another family, and it's a husband, wife, and what appears to be, I think, their daughter, and they want to go. The other family's like, we need to go find this Padre. We're run out of food, all this fun stuff. And Sherry and Dwight are like, no, stay. We're gonna find it together. We're gonna get our stuff together, and we'll work this out. So they decide to stay. Well, that was ultimately a terrible decision. Now, meanwhile, Sherry and Dwight are known as the Black Riders or something like that, the Black Horse Riders or something, and they're like the vigilantes of the area, pretty much teaching people that want to do ill will or harm to others not to do it, or otherwise they're going to get their asses whooped and or killed. And that's their code. They keep to a pretty strict code so they don't become like a Negan style type of people, like they were in the past. And anyways, they're making their way through. So along the way, of course, they get kidnapped by, God, that dude, he just kind of annoys me, but they get kidnapped by Victor's little lackey dude, who's, he's the one with the glasses, who seems to appear everywhere and can find anybody at any point in time amongst this Texas landscape. Good Lord heaven, right? But he finds, they kidnap pretty much Dwight and Sherry, take him back. Victor gives them the premise that if you go and find this woman named Mickey, then I'm going to allow you two to come join my humble abode here and this and that. They pretty much tell Victor to go shove it because he doesn't want Morgan and stuff there and just other reasons. But we find out Mickey, I guess, she's this woman who's looking for her husband. She's a wrestler or a former pro kind of wrestler, and her and her husband used to do a duo type thing. Dwight even recognizes it. It's a very kind of cringe type scene, but he recognizes her, calls her out, and she's just like totally embarrassed by it for some reason or another. But she basically says, I'm not going anywhere until I find my husband. I'm not going back to Victor's because we found out she escaped from Victor's compound. And she didn't go out the traditional way, right? She found a secret way out. And Victor wants her back because she can let others know how she got in and how she got out. And apparently she's really good at making makeshift plate armor / duct tape armor / I don't even know what. But it seemed enough to do the overall deal. So the story kind of goes on and stuff. So tonight's episode, guys, so that was the premise. And so we found out a few things. One, Victor is a devious little shit. And he's crossing that border further and further more into full villain status. As we find out what appears to be, he hired this guy to basically track down where Dwight and Sherry were staying. And that he ended up killing the family that was inside of there. Shot the mom and dad in the head, or at least it appeared to be that way, and then left the daughter to turn. I mean, that's low. And this douche rocket even has the audacity to, when he catches up with Dwight a little bit later on, again, coincidences, but catches up with him as Dwight's finding one of his horses later in the episode, and this guy pulls out the little video game, and he says, I was able to at least get something out of this while screwing you over. I was like, oh man, I would end you so fast. I'd probably wound him and then let the zombies end him, because that's just a terrible way to go out, right? And ultimately that's what ends up going down. Dwight doesn't have to wound him because he does a little whistle thing that we saw earlier, and the horse does the back kick the hell out of this dude. He goes flying. I mean, the dude probably ripped out 3 vertebrae right just like then and there, and he's on the ground all hurting, and the zombies start coming out of the woodwork, of course, and Dwight leaves him to be eaten, which is exactly what that dude deserved. I mean, he got it bad. Furthermore, we find out that Mickey, she ends up, after quite a trial to get into this wrestling place, which, guys, this is where the episode really started to fall apart on me, and I was just kind of like, I was really checking out, because I found out Lenny James directed this one. Now, Lenny James, of course, plays Morgan, and I'm so glad that, Lenny's getting a chance to do other things and direct and so forth, because I think after so long, some of these actors, they want to taste the other side of the rainbow, if you will. And so this episode was moving along pretty good overall. I mean, it could have been far worse, but it was all right. And then there's that scene when they finally get inside, and the two of them are holding like a bunch of punching bags at this one entrance door, which, mind you, the glass would have easily caved in, I'm sure, on that other door if they wanted to do it, but they didn't. And, they let all these zombies in, and then they get trapped in the ring just after they find Mickey's husband, who's a zombie. So after Sherry takes him out, they're on this ring, and it kind of collapses, and now all these zombies are they're fully surrounded now. It's just like, terrible idea. Why are you waiting there? They're about to call Victor. And then they go into this montage scene of them just killing every zombie in sight. Dwight shows up to the rescue. This was just after her. I forgot to, when I mentioned about Sherry leaving. So Sherry had a fight with Dwight, and she's like, no, I'm sorry, Dwight. I have to go with Mickey to find her husband because Dwight just wanted to go turn Mickey in so that way they could just get into Victor's compound or whatever. Anyways, yada, yada, argue. And they split up again. But here I'm thinking to myself, and then I'm going to talk about this fight scene. When you're in the apocalypse like this, see, they're making it seem a little too trivial. Kind of like, well, I'm mad at you, so I'm going off to do it. Don't you realize that this could be the very last time you see this person? And see, this is where that plot armor and things like that really starts showing through, because it's like, clearly you have no intention of killing these characters off, at least anytime soon in the story. And it makes it very clear and evident to us, at least a lot of us that are looking for it. And I'm just sitting there, I'm just kind of like, I mean, she's just walking off kind of like, well, I got to help her, and this is just what I feel. You do this every time. Sherry, every time you're just like, no, it's all about Dwight and our code, and I want to be with you, and I love you so much. And then the next time you meet somebody, and you're like, oh, well, you got a sad story. I need to help you instead. And it's just, it really shows through a terrible writing for her character, and it makes her character look really weak, in fact. And it really makes us just kind of feel bad for Dwight in the end. Now, anyways, I had to hit on that a little bit, because I was just like, what if she would have gotten killed or bitten or whatever? I'm like, it's just stupid. You guys found each other. Either stay together or don't. Make up your minds. And hopefully one day, I say hopefully, but maybe one day they'll figure it out. One thing that really, really started to lose me, who in the hell decided to use that reggae, action-y / I don't even know what soundtrack loop for the montage of killing the zombies? I mean, now listen, I realize this is kind of like a doom and gloom show, and we always hear a lot of the ominous music and the dark tones and stuff, but like, that's for a reason. It sets the mood. And what I was watching was I was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what they were trying to do. Damn it, I should turn that cell phone off. But I just didn't quite understand what they were trying to achieve there. I'm just like, wait, are you trying to make it fun? I mean, like, it's like the show making fun of itself. And let me know what you thought in the comments. Were you digging it? Were you just kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool, whatever? Because it totally took me out of the moment. I was just kind of like, okay, this is what we're doing. It's just, and they killed all those zombies, which I'm not saying is impossible, but I'm just like, really? So they clear up shop. And now Mickey has decided to join the three as they continue to look for this Padre. Now, if you don't know what Padre is, remember this is this mysterious name of this, I don't know if it's a town or if it's a group or whatever like that, but it sounds like a place that maybe it's a safe haven. That's what we're trying to go off this premise. And they found it, or at least some of our team members found it, when they went to go look for Alicia at that compound that Teddy locked her in last season. So when they got to find Alicia, remember she wasn't there, but they found Padre written on one of the chapel podiums or something like that. And so now, of course, we have Mickey, Sherry, and Dwight now looking for this as well. And as they're going off and whatever, and they're meeting up, I think they were meeting up. Oh, actually, not only meeting, I think they were riding, and they see this mysterious figure, all kind of armored up and has a nice weapon or whatever by his side. They pull guns on each other, and then suddenly, the guy's like, "We're not ambushing you. We're just here." And then all these people started coming out from around him. I'm like, that sounds kind of like an ambush, really, except you're just not getting killed at the moment. And basically, this mysterious crew, which I'm wondering if it's the same one that was delivered that warhead. It looks like them, but I'm not sure yet. But apparently, they want Dwight and Sherry and them to find Padre for them. So I'm like, are you just another crazy cult crew that wants to, end something good? If this Padre is something good, we don't even really know what it is yet. But, guys, the story is pretty weak in season 7. I've been saying it all along up to now, so I'm becoming like a broken record. I'm just saying that I don't see a turnaround coming. So we're pretty much, this is it. This is where we're at. So if you're bailing, I get it. I've stuck in 7 seasons. My wife and I, this is the one show we try to stay true to, or at least The Walking Dead series of shows. So we're going to see it through to the end. Maybe you'll join us on this one. Maybe come out and hear my rants and raves on it. But I'm not sure anymore what they're trying to do to this franchise. Kill it, maybe? And maybe it's too expensive for them to run anymore. They're just like, let's just kind of finish this off. But for all I know, it's going to get greenlit for a season 8. I haven't heard anything yet. If you've heard, let me know. I'll have to go do some searching on it as well. But other than that, guys, I'll give this episode maybe a 6. It was kind of lame, to be honest. I mean, it was a side story, obviously, right? And we're still trying to group certain team members back together, but there's just other characters I'm just more interested in, and I'm just like, I feel like we're just slow burning to get there, and that's probably because their story is not very good. I mean, for this season, it's just not very good at all. So let me know what you thought in the comments. If you think I'm on the right path here, if you think I'm crazy and this is the most amazing season yet in Fear the Walking Dead, I highly doubt you will say that, but you never know. Surprise me. Other than that, make sure to check out my other content on my channel. I'll get a World Beyond review out, and we'll see where those guys are up to. I gotta be honest, guys, and I think I said it last week, World Beyond Season 2, I fair to say, is better than Fear right now, which I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. But here they are again, and because tonight's episode looks pretty solid, I'm going to go watch it now and then go do a review on it. So make sure to come back out, check it out, check out my other stuffs, and I will catch you guys at the next review. See you guys.